Have you ever woken up with a sharp ache in your left hip that just won't quit? Or felt like your favorite afternoon walk has become a battle against stiffness and discomfort? If you're over 60 and that left hip pain has been holding you back, this video is for you. What if I told you that what you're feeling might not be normal aging, but a sign your body is asking for help? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover the real reasons behind that nagging hip pain and simple, natural ways to reclaim your freedom to move. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that affects millions of seniors but is often misunderstood: left hip pain. Now, you might think, oh, it's just arthritis, or I'm getting old. This is normal. But here's the truth. That pain could be trying to tell you something far more specific about your body. Ignoring it could mean missing out on simple fixes that restore your mobility, or worse, risking further damage. Let me explain. Before we dive in, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you never miss our practical tips for thriving in your golden years. And if you're battling hip pain right now, type yes in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Now let's meet Helen. Helen is 68 years old. She's an avid gardener who spent decades teaching elementary school. Retirement was supposed to mean mornings in her rose garden and evenings dancing with her grandkids. But last year, a dull ache started in her left hip. At first, she blamed it on overdoing it in the garden. But soon, even sitting for too long made it flare up. Her doctor said it was just arthritis and handed her painkillers. But Helen knew something wasn't right. After months of frustration, she discovered her pain wasn't just arthritis. It was a combination of weak glutes, poor posture, and inflammation that nobody had explained to her. With a few targeted changes, she's back to digging her flower beds and even joined a Tai Chi class. Helen's story isn't unique. Let's break down what your hip might be trying to say and how to fix it. 1. The silent saboteur, weak glute muscles. Your glutes aren't just looking good in jeans. They're the powerhouse that stabilizes your hips. As we age, these muscles weaken, especially if you spent years sitting at a desk or driving. Weak glutes force your hip joint to compensate, leading to grinding, inflammation, and that sharp pain when you stand up. Here's how to know if this is your issue. Do you feel a burning sensation on the side of your hip when climbing stairs? Does the pain ease when you lie down but return the moment you walk? That's your body begging for stronger support. The fix? You don't need a gym. Try this daily habit: the standing glute squeeze. While brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil, stand tall, squeeze your buttocks for 5 seconds, then release. Do 10 reps twice a day. It's simple, but studies show consistent glute activation can reduce hip strain by up to 40% in seniors. Helen started doing this while watering her plants. Within weeks, her hip felt steadier, and she could bend to pull weeds without wincing. 2. The hidden culprit, spinal misalignment. Your hips and spine work as a team. If your lower back is out of alignment from years of slouching or an old injury, it can tilt your pelvis unevenly, putting brutal pressure on your left hip. Signs this is affecting you. One leg feels shorter than the other when standing. Pain radiates from your lower back into your hip. You instinctively lean to one side when walking. The solution? The wall reset. Stand with your back against the wall. Heels 2 inches away. Press your shoulders, hips, and head flat against the wall. Hold for 1 minute daily. This gently realigns your posture and takes pressure off the hip. A viewer named Robert, 72, shared that this trick helped him ditch his cane after just 3 weeks. He'd been leaning sideways for years after a car accident. No one ever connected it to his hip pain. 3. The overlooked trigger, inflamed bursa. Ever heard of trochanteric bursitis? It's a mouthful, but it's shockingly common in seniors. The bursa, a fluid-filled sac cushioning your hip, becomes inflamed, causing stabbing pain on the outer hip. How to spot it? Pain worsens at night, especially when lying on your left side. Tenderness when pressing directly on the hip bone. A crunching sensation when moving. Doctors often prescribe steroids, but here's a natural fix: the ice and Epsom salt soak. Mix 1 cup of Epsom salts in a warm bath and soak for 15 minutes. Follow with an ice pack wrapped in a towel on the hip for 10 minutes. The magnesium in Epsom salt reduces inflammation, while ice calms acute pain. Helen swears by this combo. She does it every Sunday night, calls it her hip spa day. 4. The sneaky thief, vitamin D deficiency. Yes, we're back to vitamins. Low vitamin D weakens bones and muscles, making your hip joint vulnerable. Over 50% of seniors are deficient, especially in cloudy climates like the UK or Canada. Clues you're low on D. Hip pain feels deep in the bone. Fatigue even after light activity. History of fractures. The daily habit? Sunshine plus sardines. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outdoors midday, even through a window, and eat 3 sardines weekly. They're packed with vitamin D and omega-3s to lubricate joints. Robert started doing this, and his hip x-rays showed improved bone density in just 6 months. 5. The silent aggravator, tight hip flexors. These muscles at the front of your hip get shortened from sitting too much. Tight flexors yank your pelvis forward, straining the left hip joint. Test yourself. Lie on your back, hug one knee to your chest. If the opposite leg lifts off the ground, your flexors are too tight. The fix, the lunge stretch. Step your right foot forward into a lunge. Lower your left knee to the floor and gently push hips forward. Hold 30 seconds daily. Helen does this while watching her favorite shows. She calls it her commercial break mobility. 6. The unexpected villain, poor footwear. Those worn-out slippers or flat shoes destroy hip health. Without proper arch support, your gait changes, misaligning hips. Signs your shoes are the problem. Hip pain is worse in the afternoon. Your shoes tilt inward when placed on a table. You've had the same pair for over 2 years. The habit, the shake test. Every morning, stand barefoot and shake your legs out for 20 seconds. This resets your posture before you put shoes on. Then, invest in orthopedic insoles. Even drugstore ones can help. Robert bought $15 insoles and said it felt like walking on clouds. His hip pain dropped by half. Now, let's tie this all together. Helen's recovery wasn't magic. It was addressing these 6 factors together. She strengthened her glutes, realigned her spine, reduced inflammation, boosted vitamin D, stretched daily, and upgraded her shoes. Your action plan. 1. Pick one of these tips to start today. 2. Commit to it for 21 days. 3. Notice how your hip feels. And here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning before breakfast, try the standing glute squeeze and lunge stretch. Then come back and tell me in the comments if your hip felt looser. If you found this helpful, please share with a friend who's been complaining about hip pain. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out our free guide, 7-Day Hip Reset for Seniors in the description. It's packed with exercises and recipes to reduce inflammation. Remember, aging might be inevitable, but suffering isn't. Your left hip doesn't have to be a prison. It could be a gateway to moving freely, gardening again, play with grandkids, or finally taking that senior cruise you've dreamed of. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And tell me below, what's one activity you'll get back to once your hip feels better? Helen's planting tulips this spring. What's your goal? Let's cheer each other on. Until next time, keep moving, keep thriving, and never let pain write your story. Bye for now.